The life you're living is based on the story you believe about yourself. You're not stuck, you're just acting out the wrong identity. Most people never question the stories that they're telling themselves, and then they spend their whole life proving that it's true. If you believe that you're broke, busted, disgusted, and behind, you'll always act that out to confirm it. My name's Mark, aka Create Lifestyle, and I'm helping people break out of these outdated beliefs and create some freedom, abundance, peace of mind, residual income, and leave a powerful legacy. I call it breaking out of the matrix. And today I'm talking about the stories that you're telling yourself and how it's just been shaping your entire life. If you ask anybody, do you believe in yourself? Most people would say, of course I believe in myself. But what people are working out and walking out and scripting out throughout their life is what they're believing about themselves. I remember years ago I was with a friend of mine, and we were in Atlantic City, believe it or not, and we were just out all night doing all kind of things we shouldn't be doing, losing our money. And the next morning, I told you we were out all night. And so the next morning, it just hit me and hit us. What the hell are we doing, basically? Out here acting out this crazy script. And then I had this conversation with my friend, and he said, you know what it is? He said, you are unworthy. And I didn't understand what he meant by that. Anyway, we had a long drive home, and I pondered that for a while. Actually, I pondered that for many years. And over time, it occurred to me that this whole unworthiness is this whole lack of belief in yourself. And all that manifests into your reality. So your life, basically, it follows your self-image. Everything you do, how you think, how you act, the people you associate with, it all comes down to what you believe about yourself. Your life becomes this whole self-fulfilling prophecy. If you believe that you're stuck, you act stuck. If you believe that you're broke, you act broke. If you believe that you're behind, you hesitate. But here's the trick about this is you might say that you believe in yourself and you believe certain things, but the underlying program that's running is that you don't believe in yourself. So you got to understand that your beliefs are not facts. They're just past experiences, emotional moments, just assumptions. They're not necessarily true. If you say that you're not good enough, that's something that you're telling yourself about yourself. It's something that's not true. The truth is that you are good enough. And this is where the confusion comes in. This matrix, it runs on your identity. You know, the system, it doesn't need to trap you physically. It just traps you in your own expectations, your limitations, and your own beliefs. And then you do the rest. You act in ways that keep you safe, that keep you playing small, that keep you predictable. And that's been my story for many years. So I'm breaking out of this, and I'm helping you break out of this as well. Because you can rewrite your story. It's a script. You know, who was that say the whole world is a stage and everybody plays their part? And that is what is happening right now. So you can change that script anytime. You can ask yourself, is this a belief, a fact, or is it a feeling? So this is how you break the loop. There was a book written by a doctor. His name was Maxwell Maltz, and he wrote this book called Psycho-Cybernetics. And he was explaining that your brain, it works like hardware, and your self-image works like the software. So if you can change the software, you can change the output. Now, a lot of people do visualization, which is mental rehearsal, because your mind, it doesn't know the difference between what's real and what isn't. It only knows what you tell it. So your whole success, it starts with this whole identity, how you're seeing yourself. It's not luck. It's your internal alignment. And there's this acronym that he uses called success. And the first S stands for a sense of direction. Like you got to have an idea where you're going. And then you have to have some understanding, which is having some clarity and having some awareness. And you have to have some courage. Courage is feeling some fear and then taking the action anyway. And the esteem is where you believe in yourself. It's this whole thing of how you're seeing yourself. And then confidence, I can. And so that's success. So this is how you become the person that wins. Understand that your life's not random. It's a reflection of your self-image. If you keep the same identity, you keep the same results. But when you change the story, you begin to think differently, you begin to act differently, and the outcomes become different. So this is how we begin to break out of the matrix. If I'm making any sense to you, just like, share, comment, subscribe, follow, do all those things. And understand that the only way out is in. Your awareness is powerful, but once you put your awareness with some leverage, you're going to get some freedom. Peace. One love, and control your destiny.